In this video, I want to work with some simple bash scripts that are working with variables and have integer values and try to get some, mathematical operations, a little bit of algebra, if you will, some addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and so on. Okay, so I'm going to start with assigning two variables integer values and then just try to add them. This is one of those little scripts where I sort of on purpose make some errors and see sort of which works and which doesn't work. So let's run this. And we see sum1 is num1 plus num2. So that didn't do anything with values. Sum2 just sort of echoes back 3 plus 4. So that was not what I wanted. And sum3 gave me the 7, actually performed the addition and showed me the answer. Okay, so let's have a look. So in line 3 and 4, we are assigning the variable num1 the value of 3, and num2, and in line 4 the variable of num2 the value of 4. And remember that in assignment there is no $sign and there are no spaces around the equals. So that's 3 and 4 are proper bash assignment statements. In 5, we have sum1, where this is a new variable, and we are setting it equal with no spaces. So this is a proper assignment statement of num1 plus num2, but without the $signs, it does not know to substitute in values, and so it just treated it as text. And so that's what we see. Sum1 was just literally written out num1 plus num2. In line 7, we have a new variable, sum2, and again, no $sign there because we're assigning it, and no spaces around the equal because we're assigning it. And this time we got smarter and we said $sign num1 and $sign num2. So we want to work with the values. But it took the 3 and the plus and the 4 and treated them all sort of as strings, and then gave us that sum2 was 3 plus 4. So it's sort of got a preference for working with strings, and so it just did sort of concatenation. So in order for us to actually perform the addition, we finally get down to line 9, or where we use the keyword let, which is sort of signaling that we want some calculating to be done. And then we say what we had before with sum2, we do with sum3. Sum3 equals $sign num1 plus $sign num2. So the $sign saying give us the 3 plus the $sign giving us for num2, giving us the 4. But the let says actually perform the operation. And so that is the one that worked. Okay, what do I want to show you next? Just that there are the basic sort of operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and it's an integer division, and then sort of the other side of integer division is the remainder or the modulus. So let's run this. So I have in line 2 and 3 a proper assignment of the variables num1 and num2. I gave the values of 11 and 3. I used the keyword let in line 4, so it's actually going to perform the operation. I used the $signs on the right-hand side of the equation, so it's substituting in the numbers, and with the let, it's performing, and that was 4 was an addition, and I echoed out the sum of 14. In line 6, I just did the difference, so I subtracted. 11 minus 3 was 8. In 8, I performed a product, so that was an asterisk, and so 11 times 3 was 33. In line 10, I am doing a division. This is an integer division, so it's hard enough we need to remember the keyword let to get bash to do math, but it's not going to very naturally take us over to floats. That's going to be, you have to use this BC, this sort of calculator. So it's even harder work to get it to do floating point stuff. But so this is an integer division. So 11 divided by 3, 3 goes into 11 3 times, then with a remainder of 2. So the quotient, I hope that's the right terminology, was 3. 11 divided by 3 is 3. And then if I want the modulus, the remainder, then I use the standard percent sign for that. So $num1%, $num2, that gives me, does the division and gives me the remainder. And 11 divided by 3 was 3 with a remainder of 2. Right, one more simple operation. And if we're talking about operations, we should also mention the order of operations. So in this little program here, let's run it, just has one result. I've assigned 5 variables, various values. Num1 was 8, num2 3, num3 5, num4 7, num5 2. And then I'm doing a calculation. And I could do a calculation, sort of, perform sort of operation by operation what I wanted to do, but it just sort of stretched it all out. It's a $num1 plus $num2 times $num3, that divided by $num4 minus $num5. So the normal order of operations are that multiplication and division have a higher order of operation, a higher precedence than addition and subtraction. So that middle portion should occur first, and we are going to progress from the left to the right. So we are going to perform the multiplication first, num2 times num3. So that was 3 times 5, we get 15. Then we did an integer division of that, divided that 15 by 7, and that is 2 with a remainder of 1, but we're not asking about the remainder, so that's 2. And so that middle portion is 2. Then we go back and add the num1, so that was 8 plus 2, and then we subtract num5, which was 2, and so overall our result was 8. We can tell that the multiplication came before the division, because if we had done num3 divided by num4, remember that it's integer division, then 5 divided by 7 in integer division would have given us 0. And so then num2 times 0 would be 0. And then 8 plus 0 minus 2 would have given us 6. So we can see that it was the multiplication because its order on the line, then the division, then the addition, then the subtraction. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you in the simple little bash script. Thanks for your attention.